Welcome into Comic Book Women. The girls and I are about to get started with the show, but before we do, shout out to Cover Price, our sponsors. All the data that you'll see on tonight's slides were provided by them. Use code Nirvana14 for 1 month of their unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And shout out to our sponsored retailers, Bird City Comics. Same deal. Make sure you support them. We just launched our World Tree book by a relatively new artist known as Anna Marcano. I want to mess that up. And we're down to 39 copies. If you've not picked that up, that is James Tynion's latest title. It's not even out yet. It'll be in stores in April. So
And the cover is,
crazy.
I just want to add real quick, the cover is amazing, so sexy. There's so much going on in there. There's like something that, like little details that I even kind of missed. And it's beautiful. So definitely download the app and pre-order.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also our real quick sponsor, our other sponsor, Namesh. Thank you. Round of applause for Namesh. Thank you, Namesh. Thank you, appreciate. And welcome everybody on the chat.
So tonight, guys, we are going to be covering, spoiler if you haven't seen any of our thumbnails on Instagram, hopefully you're following us there. We're going to be covering James Tynion IV. He's an American comic book writer that's best known for his work on the Batman franchise, his Black Label series, The Nice House on the Lake, Department of Truth, and of course, Something is Killing the Children. It's going to be an insane show, so buckle in. A slight disclaimer, this is not all of his stuff. There's a lot of layers to this tiny onion. We're only to get about halfway through it, but we will do a part 2. All right, let's kick it off. So, writer insights. If you are new to the show, we like to give you a little background information on whoever it is that we are spotlighting, whether it be a character, an artist, or in this case, a writer. So, name, it's James Tynion. Remember that, the 4th. He is a writer and character developer, and he has won several awards, including the Eisner Award, the Ringo, and the GLAAD Media Awards. Sarah, do you want to handle the key traits?
Sure. He can write for multiple demographics, from teen to mature, authentic, developed LGBT characters. Horror and dark elements abound, rich narratives and unique perspective, multiple POV characters, mix of architect-style writer and gardener-style writer.
Nice.
Do we keep going?
No, I do keep
themes. Sorry, I just assumed.
Oh, sorry. No, I was waiting for you to tell me. Give me the go.
Right?
Okay. Themes are introspective, story-driven, and horror, which is my favorite.
Yeah, like his stories are pretty incredible. And again, if you guys are just joining, you're probably seeing news of Tynion's Something's Killing the Children officially, even though we already knew it was going to have an adaptation, but it's official now because they've assigned it to Netflix with different directors. But we'll get into that more here in a few minutes. Now, when they talk about architect-style writer and a gardener-style writer, what we're trying to explain there is that he plants seeds that will eventually grow via his world building, which you'll see again as we continue the show between the House of Slaughter. That kind of stemmed off of Something is Killing the Children. And he's very strategic. There we go. Strategic in how he kind of builds his storylines. But again, we'll elaborate as we go. Oh, yes. I thought we had a spotlight slide. Before we get to that, a couple things I want to talk about. If you aren't familiar with how he got involved in comic books, like where it all started. So Scott Snyder was essentially his teacher, and he worked as like a protege. And he asked Tynion to co-write backup features for the New 52. If you haven't read Batman and you need a place to jump in, that's the perfect spot. He also started with the Night of the Owl storyline, which we'll get to in a second. Sarah, anything you want to add to some of his background information?
Well, so I love when I find out that writers, artists are Wisconsin natives. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like, it's just because, Wisconsin, it's, cheese, beer, whatever, but like, but, we don't really have like, famous movie stars, we have a lot of sports stars, but when you hear about, like, people like, Tim Seeley, who is from Wausau, Wisconsin, and now that I heard that James is from Milwaukee, and that he actually, I read that, he kind of is including Wisconsin in his original stories. He's trying to kind of do like what Stephen King
100%.
has done
Yeah.
with Maine. He has done with Wisconsin, which I love that he was like, I am taking the urban to the rural. And he's like, because that is Wisconsin is America to me, which I love that. I love that. So it's when I didn't realize it. Like I've read Something is Killing the Children. I just, started reading Department of Truth and I totally didn't know this. So I'm so excited and I can't wait to take a deep dive into more of his works.
Oh, I have a treat for you
Yes.
coming up here, so stay tuned for that reading. But we'll get
Yes.
to that. Lucy, anything to add?
Well, yeah, I mean, the same, like, I think some of his stuff, how I found out about him, for me, like, it was through DC, and then I started seeing more of his independent books coming out, and then knowing that I like some of the DC books, and then picking it up. So I was like, oh, I know I need to pick this up because I like his DC stories. That were a little bit darker, so I like that. So it's, yeah, I got excited to be, and there's so right now, like he said, he's so busy writing so much that it's honestly like kind of hard to read everything, so I've been when I see his name on a book, I pick it up. But then there's some that I have them, but I still haven't had a chance to read them because there's so many, and obviously there's so many comic books that I liked. And I was just telling Sarah that then later on I started kind of mixing my stories and not knowing which one is from which book. But he's an amazing
That's actually
writer.
the perfect segue, though, because a lot of people, especially nowadays, when you find a writer or a character or an artist that you really enjoy, you want to collect their firsts. However, little small asterisks on this one, because this was kind of tricky. When we research for these shows, we try to make sure that we're giving you the best possible information. So when it comes to his first published work, in multiple interviews, he identifies with this one, The Night of the Owls, Batman #8. This is called The Attack on Wayne Manor specifically. Although there is some like fuzziness. I messaged him. So James, if you happen to be watching,
Tag him,
there is some like
guys.
Yeah.
there's some fuzziness between #8 and #0. However, I go off of whatever they say in the interviews. So in his interviews, he says that #8 was what really launched him into writing. The Mysterious Court of Owls is, if you guys aren't familiar with him, it's a legion of highly trained undead assassins called the Talons. And this storyline is phenomenal. In my opinion, one of the best Batman reads you guys can find. So we'll see. This came out in June of 2012. And yeah, there's a secret society that kind of attack. But I'll let Sarah elaborate a little bit here.
Well, I wanted to talk about a little bit of his writing style. We've talked about him as a horror writer. And he actually was talking about this in an article that he actually sees himself as a horror writer, not like, superhero-ish. So he was talking about Batman, and he's like, he likes Batman and the Joker. They're dealing with a lot of things in society that actually scares James. And you're actually going to hear a lot of these kind of themes in the comic books that we're going to be talking about later on. In Batman, he was telling a story about the Scarecrow and how fear can make us easily manipulated by dark forces with their own agenda. I'm wondering where I'm going to hear that again. But also, just to let you know that James actually left the Batman series after issue 117 because he was starting to develop his properties into TV shows.
Yeah, and have you read this one? When you have Scott Snyder and you have Capullo teamed up together,
Oh, I love them
it's like
together.
this
That's
power
amazing.
couple.
Yeah.
I mean, Capullo, you think Spawn. You're like, okay, Spawn. But when he brings his artwork to these panels, he does such an amazing job, and I'm so grateful that they stay together.
And when I think Capullo, I just think GC and Batman, because that's kind of like what I got to know him with, not Spawn, which is crazy.
You think Spawn right off the bat?
No,
It's like Spawn.
I think I think mostly Batman, actually. Like when I think about Capullo, and then Snyder, it's usually more DC. Yeah, and then look at these prices. They are not bad at all. Like, you know, it should number 8, like for around for a rock copy for $11 and 9.8 $27 or most con slab. What the hell? Like, so
I
cheap.
don't see a lot of people slabbing
Um,
these. I think that's probably why. Like, you don't have a lot of
yeah.
people that are going, "Oh, I'm gonna slab my Night of the Owls
Right.
Batman number
Yes.
8."
And
Right.
well, now you have a reason to that it's kind, you know, I guess kind of like if, you know, his first work. And then the one on the right for $16, which is a little bit more than, I mean, the cover price, you know. And then slap it. This one it is a 9.8 350, which is a lot more. Wasn't this the one that it was kind of for the movie? So they used the reference for the movies, The Night of the Owls.
I'm not sure. All I
I
know
think
is
pretty sure. I think I don't want to be wrong, but I think
go ahead,
it
Sarah.
was.
I
Sarah?
think they used this in the video game because I think they were
Mhm.
gonna talk. I think there was talking of the Court of Owls possibly being
Wait,
in
yes, I think that's what it was. I think
yeah.
it was. I just remember. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I kind of remember hearing something like that.
Yeah,
So I
it
think
was gonna be in I think they were gonna try to do it as, possibly a storyline. I also think, like, they were gonna use, like, I think it was, like, maybe Hush, the long is it The Long Halloween? I always get it, like
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
I wanna say The Long Good Night, but that's not the name of it. So, yeah, so I think there was different storylines. This was one of them, but this actually ended up being part of the I think I don't remember when the video game came out, but this was the storyline.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you guys
yeah.
read this one?
Not yet, but now
No,
I'm
but
gonna.
I'm going to.
Yeah,
When
like
I
gotta.
first got into comics, I told Anthony, I'm like, "I'm not a DC fan," which I 100% have changed. But at the time, I wasn't really into DC. I'm like, I just want to stick with my indie titles. And he had me read this series, and he also had me read The White Knight. But this book is really, really good. Batman essentially ends up like in his cave, and he's being attacked, and he puts on like this ultimate Batman, like think like an Iron Man version, but like of Batman, and he just comes out and starts killing these Talons. And it's interesting because Batman, he doesn't kill. But these guys are already like they're already dead. So you can't really kill something that's already dead. So he
Right.
just has at it. And I
Hmm.
kind of like Batman more because of that he like finally lets loose and he
Hmm.
admits that there is an innate desire to kill these people.
Yeah.
But
You see,
anyway.
okay, so we were kind of right. You Sarah for sure more. But yeah, I remember something like that because I remember for the DC thing that they do, like I remember watching, like I think it was in 2020, and then they were talking about something like that and seeing a preview, but I couldn't remember if it was a movie or what it was. But good, thank you, officially, an official geek.
And you guys, again, this does feature, or this does kind of provoke a spinoff called Talon, which is written both by Snyder and Tynion. So if you haven't read Talon, that's another fun one. All right, there's about 45 of you in the house right now. Make sure you give the show a thumbs up if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. Better yet, make sure you're following Nearing Nerdvana on Instagram. We post whenever we have shows coming up, and we have a solid lineup. Every single day of the week, we have content that we're providing for you. So follow us on IG. Let's keep moving. All right, so this one, The Eighth Seal, this is officially his first independently creator-owned work. And I went back and I read a digital copy of this. It is intense. I To give you guys some background, the main character is the first lady.
Mhm.
And what's happening is she's having these really graphic visions, like ripping children apart. It's insanely graphic, but it's neat because this is kind of where you see Tynion start. This is James' first creator-owned work. And just from this one to the next one that we're going to show you on the slide, there's this incredible evolution. But anyway, Sarah?
Yeah, I have not read this one, and when I read the synopsis, I was like, I need this. Like, you guys, like, we're gonna give you a ton of reading material this episode because these stories are awesome. Like, I'm not a big horror fan, but I love a good story,
Have
and
you heard about this prior to the show?
I had never heard about it.
Yeah,
I
me
hadn't
neither.
Yeah, that's on my list. This is on my list. Um, Yeah, this was actually a web comic from Thrillbent, and then IDW took it on, and it's only like, isn't it only like a couple of issues? Like there's only like 5 issues.
Which it had potential, I feel like. It could have kept going, but maybe there wasn't enough money behind it. I don't know.
Yeah. I like the whole kind of again, like I was talking to Lucy about this, it kind, with the like political part of it, where they're saying that, she's trying to go to therapy, but she doesn't want to, make a big thing about it because she's afraid there's going to be a political scandal. And I just like, I can see like his little hands like in these different stories and these common themes amongst these different comic books. So,
well, issue 1, that's how it starts, is she's in therapy, and throughout the entire issue, you have no idea that she's the first lady until the very end. You're just
wow.
thinking she's a regular person, a teacher that's, wanting to rip the kids' heads off. You're like, okay, yeah, I felt that before, maybe. You're like, I get that, sure. But then at the very end, you're like, what the hell? This is the first lady? Like, it just blows your mind, and it's incredibly graphic.
I can't wait to
had
read
another
it.
thing. So his first creator-owned work, guys, you can get it for $2. What do you think, Lucy?
I want this book. I want it. I want them all. Like, I have to read it. And yeah, and real quick, guys, before we continue, near on our road to 2000. Woo, woo. So make sure you, like Laura said, share this out. Tell people about us. We go live every Tuesday and Friday, and then we have more shows on our channel. And also, Laura, we are supposed to do our giveaway today from last week.
Yes, the Harleen books.
The Harleen book, and I'm entering the comment the names right now, so you guys stick around. You never know what
We'll
could
do it at the
happen.
end, maybe. Save it till the end.
I will announce we will announce the winner. I'm working on it right now on the wheel, so we'll announce it. But yeah, so okay, we continue with the show.
All right,
but yeah,
Sarah,
this is something that I need to buy for sure.
This one was for you. I don't know if you've read The Woods. You already know. You already know why I included this. So this is a Ramon Perez cover. The idea is that on October 16th of 2013, 437 students, 52 teachers, and 24 staff from Bay Point Preparatory High School in suburban Milwaukee, Wisconsin, vanish without a trace. Countless light years away, far outside the bounds of the charted universe, 513 people find themselves. So essentially, they just get transported. But again, takes place in Wisconsin, so I thought this would be a good one to include for you. The whole premise is we don't know where they are, we don't know when they are, and as you read through this series without spoiling it, the answer is it's insane. So this is for you.
I know. I was so excited. And when I read about the premise, I was like, this is really cool.
Good.
Yeah, and the other thing too is if James is watching, I hope he's not, creeped out. But so James did go to a prep school in Milwaukee. So I just thought, again, I love that he's interweaving his life into his books. And yes, again, this will be on my next thing to read. I just got, put on hold Department of Truth Volume 2 so I can continue reading that. So
I'm so glad you're reading that series. So glad you're reading that series. That's solid.
So this one again, I love the cover. So even just with the cover, it already kind of like, I want to know more. What is this about? And again, it's James, so it's gonna be some freaky shit.
Well, this is from 2014 though, so like getting a decent copy is kind of difficult. So a 9.8 selling for $15. Guys, if you see the asterisk next to it, it means that sale was it's been later or longer than 6 months. But getting a 9.8 for $15 is a steal, especially if these James Tynion properties start taking off and this becomes something. Somebody just got a cover 9.8 from 2014 for $15. Collect what you love. That is my advice. Collect stories that resonate with you and collect stories that you think are just incredible, because then the rest will kind of work itself out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love every cover. And who somebody said they call me Bruce that Jenny Frison did one of the covers. I'm trying to see
I
the
don't
name
know.
now.
For the
She
what?
did. She did. Yeah. But let me see. I'm trying
I
to.
want to see it now. You know we're Frison buffs. Now you got to show us.
I'm
Right?
trying to see. Hold on, if I can find a good picture. Oh,
Oh, that's okay. We'll get to that in a second. So, guys, again, if you're just joining, we are covering James Tynion IV. Let's keep cruising. So, next up, let's see, where are we at? Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This came out in 2015. It's a 6-issue miniseries. And I want to okay. I want to say this. Normally, I'm not really a fan of crossover events. I kind of find them cheesy. And I think that it kind of comes off as forced to me when you have these two established properties that are kind of coming together. But in this case, I think it's actually done really well. They have strong character lines, and both of them are coming together for a point that makes sense. In this case, they're trying to stop Shredder from mutating all of Arkham Asylum's inmates. So it's a
okay.
solid storyline.
Okay, I
Uh,
found it. Sorry, sorry, real quick. And it's not for issue one; it's for issue 25th, the 25th issue. And it says cover B, but probably there was no variants for it. So that was the only one, and it's this one right here.
Oh
oh, I
yeah.
remember that. We covered it
Yes,
on our show.
yes.
Oops.
Hey, you know what? These shows,
It sounds
all of
so.
them kind of just become like this blurb in your mind
Yeah,
sometimes.
because
But
I'm like looking at it. I was
solid.
like, the one that number one for 125. It does not look like Jenny, like, and it's not. It's somebody. It's Paul Duffley or something like that. So and then it has a little bit of like a feel of Jenny, but
Maybe
it's
the
not.
lighting.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah, maybe.
Let me
Um,
get.
but yes, this crossover is
Oh, so
solid. This is
loud.
a oh,
It
hold on, Lucy. I'm gonna mute you. There we go. This
was sorry.
crossover
Was
is
I reading? I was like loud. Oh my god, those kids!
you
Seriously, they're
screaming
like
at your
right
kid.
here. Like every time I go live, they're like, "Woo, woo," right
That's what
here.
kids do. They have to be like in the
Jesus
room.
Christ, they make me mad.
I included the
Sorry.
director's cut just because I thought it was really cool. You can get that for about $40 for a CGC 9.8. Again, I think that's a steal if you're a fan of the story. And then the regular cover A is off to the right. Go ahead, Sarah.
Oh, I just think this is really cool. I love crossovers. I love the Ninja Turtles. You gotta love that Ninja Turtles are like hanging out with Batman. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. Like, again, another read that I need to pick up, and I'm just gonna be I'm just gonna be reading for the rest of the year. I'm just gonna keep reading all these stories. I'm gonna have
Hey,
no
there could be
luck,
worse things. There could be
right?
worse things.
Right?
Yeah, this is a good crossover. And again, I'm not usually a fan of them, but I think this is well done. Will I say it's fantastic 10 out of 10? No, but I can't think of any crossover that has been in my mind, but it's good. It's solid. Lucy?
Yeah, the same. I like some of the covers on this one, but I never really picked it up because I'm not really a fan of like crossovers like this. There's few of them that I do like. The DC did, but I don't think I would have had picked this up. But I
It's
mean,
pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I will say that the first
it's
issue,
just the
Batman's like
annual.
trying to figure out like what
Oh,
the hell?
right.
There's turtles. Like what's going on? Like he's a little bit confused and he's like messaging Alfred. He's like, what is happening here? And it's entertaining. It's good.
And what year this came out? Do you know? Like,
This is from 2015. It's a
oh,
6-issue
okay, okay.
miniseries.
Okay, okay. I really like that the one on the right with the color. I really like the color.
Even better because it's cheaper, right?
Thank you, Bruce. I need Benadryl.
Knock your kids out during shows. Round of applause to that. I will clap.
Right?
Yeah, it's like possible.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Good.
That's very good. Okay, let's keep on moving. All right, here's the moment you've all been waiting for. There's over 50 of you here with us tonight. If you haven't been paying attention to all of the hot 10 lists and all the speculation lists and just social media in general, everything was set afire when the Netflix announcement came out. So Something is Killing Children came out in 2019. We have known for some time that this was going to be optioned, but now it really has that Netflix stamp, which kind of refueled the fire. I don't want to get too much into the storyline, although most of you should have read this. First appearance of Erica Slaughter, first appearance of James. I'm curious who they'll cast him as. And let's see. Sarah, you're up first.
Yes. So I have this is when I was we're going back to when I was a baby comic, getting into the hobby. This was actually the first series that I picked up. And because they were flying off the shelves, and when I kind of got into comic collecting, I think a couple of issues, well, it must have been 15 because I picked up all 3 volumes and read them that weekend and just loved them. I love, and then again, I totally freaked out when I saw Archer's Place was in Wisconsin.
Archer's Peak.
Huh?
It's Archer's Peak.
Oh, Archer's Peak. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Close enough.
It's a fictional place, but yeah. I was excited about it. Somebody had asked him too about where Archer's Peak is, and he was saying that when he was in college and even family trips, when he would go back and forth from Milwaukee to Madison, which is a 90-minute drive, he just saw these these small towns that kind of came up with the place. Also, this is not the first time that Something is Killing the Children got picked up by Netflix. It got picked up back in 2021. Who previously developed it was the creators of The Haunting of Hill House and Dr. Sleep. But they dropped it.
Which I'm glad they dropped it. I'm so happy they did.
Haunting of Hill House was terrifying.
It was dumb.
I was so scared, but I'm totally chicken shit. But I was so scared by that.
Well, I take it back. It was not dumb. I just expected more because I love the movie. But then the original stories and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just expected a little bit. It was an okay story. Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping that. So we've heard that they're
10 issues
is picked up by so the Bo Odar and Freeze, who did Dark in 1899. They will be writing, show running, executive producing, and also how do you say it? Tynion?
Tynion.
I
think Tiny Onion. Tynion.
That's right.
T-N-Y, Tynion. Come on, Sarah.
Tiny.
English is my second language.
Right? And Tiny. I'm going to say Tiny Onion.
You can say that too. He likes that, so that works. Say Tiny Onion.
I love onions.
Him and Del Erdera will be co-executive producers. So I'm hoping this turns out really, and I'm wondering, is it going to be a movie? Is it going to be a series?
I don't think we know yet. There hasn't been any talk about that yet. We don't know anything about casting yet. This is all still very, very new, but nonetheless, it made the prices skyrocket. And we have a foreign edition here. Lucy, would you mind reading that? Because I'll just mess it up.
Es algo matando a los niños.
Yeah. There you go. Spanish edition. Cynthia's not here with us tonight. We miss her, but she has work and stuff. But we wanted to include the foreigns on her behalf. You can find these for between $20 to $30, but keep in mind that shipping from foreign, and typically with foreign books, is going to cost you about, I don't know, $20.
What? Ooh, look at that. Thank you, Sins. Thank you so much for that. Round of applause. Make sure to subscribe to his channel, guys. He does auctions, YouTube Live. I've been on his show a few times.
I need to get on his show.
So make sure to a lot of amazing stuff for a really, really good price. You can really score some good stuff. Really great people on there. So make sure to subscribe. Okay, sorry. So can I say how this one when
Isn't that what we're saying, Tynion? Tanyan.
Yeah.
Tanyan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one, I know I pre-ordered when I saw it was coming out. I pre-ordered this one. I paid ahead, like to get the 3, because this issue 1 has 3 covers, and they're all like, I think they're like qualifiers and stuff like that. Like, and what do they call the other ones? What do you call the other ones when you unlock some of them or something like that? Unlock
subset?
variants.
I don't know.
So anyway, so there's 3. There's this cover A, Jenniferson, and Jay Lee, which I'm regret Jay Lee's cover.
The
is
yellow
the
one?
No. That's
No.
the
The orange
reprint.
one. I posted
No,
that one.
the red one. No, not that one.
Well,
It's a red
orangey
cover.
red.
It's a red cover.
It
And
was
it's like
orange.
and it's like the first
Kinda
appearance of the little octopus. I can't remember his name. Oh my gosh. Unlocked. Yeah. No, incentives, because they were not. It's unlocked variants. Yeah.
Unlockable.
Yeah, unlocked variants. Yeah, because it's like after you order a certain amount, you get the other ones or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm just saying I think they work. I'm not sure they work. But anyways, I got those 3. I got like 3 sets, 2 sets of each. I can remember. And when this one first hit, like I think it was a $200, like a $300. I think it was $300 for the three covers. I sold 1 set. And it was the first time like I was selling comics, which it was during the pandemic. Yeah, it was like what, 2020, I think 2021. I think it was 2020.
2020.
I can't remember, but and they were already like what, almost 9 issues in, and so I was like, I can't believe this. Like, as soon as this came out, issue 1, it was already at $20. Like during a week or so, it was just, and people were like, I feel like the other covers first, like the variants, they were like a little bit more hot, and then people, I remember Mel saying, it's that the cover A, you need to get that cover A. You don't forget to get that cover A. You need to get that cover A. It's better to get that cover A. And then I remember he found, like, when it was at the peak of that, not the peak, sorry, it was the beginning. He told people that what is it called, Midtown had them for like $20 when they were going for like $100 already for cover A.
He fed his sharks.
And yep, he did. So, and I was so mad because that day I missed it. I was like, no, even though I already had a copy. I have a 9.6. I don't know why I didn't get a 9.8. Somehow that was like one of the first ones that I have graded. Because you guys know I don't really like to send my books to get graded, but this one I did, and I got a 9.6. Don't know why.
Very cool. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Next up, Department of Truth. And I know Sarah's excited about this because we finally got her to read it. This came out in 2020. And of course, it focuses on conspiracy theories, which I think all of us are like, yes, sold. Sarah, I'm going to let you take the lead here because I know you're passionate about this one.
Yeah. In the beginning, when this came out in 2020, like, I was like, oh, like conspiracy theories. No, my husband actually was the one that read it, and he actually told me, he's like, oh, like you have to read it. I was like, no, meh. So when
conspiracy theories, there's so many out there. Like, I don't believe anything.
And now I'm hooked. So I've only read, I've read up to issue 4, and like I said, I'm going to read issue 5. And I've already put on hold volume 2. This is another phenomenal, James Tynion book.
I met his publicist. That's how she said to pronounce it. I asked her.
Maybe I'll just say Tiny Onion.
That's how it was with Namor.
Namor.
But now they changed it to Namor, right?
Because he said it in the movie.
Yes, nice. So I was saying it right the whole time while you guys were correcting me.
Namor doesn't sound as cool though. Like I'm Namor or I'm Namor.
Well, see, if it's you reading it in Spanish, it says Namor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no love. That's kind of like what he's, no. I don't know. But I was saying it right, You guys correct me right.
We'll leave the debate out there. You guys can decide. It's all conspiracy. Sorry, continue, Sarah.
Right. So yeah, this lovely, fantastic book that I read. So I love the fact that the premise of the book is basically that the conspiracies, if they become true, if enough people believe it, they become true. And that's where the Department of Truth comes in, is to shut them down. And that's the thing, it's interesting about all these books that we've talked about. Like, I don't want to talk about anything more because I'm afraid I'm going to ruin it. But so far the 1 through 4 that I've read, they've covered like flat Earth, the moon landing, Pizzagate. My favorite, there's I think it's in the middle of the issue. I can't remember which one it was, but it's a birthism, which I don't know if you remember, but back when Barack Obama was becoming president, they were questioning his, where he was born. They have a whole thing about that, and I just love it. The art is hella creepy, but I think to me that it makes it like it kind of puts you on your toes, because you're like, what's going to happen next? So it's a little bit of X-Files-y, but I love it. I think it's a great book. I can't wait to read more of it. Another
This could
wonderful work.
easily
Yeah.
be adapted into a
Oh.
show.
Hell yeah. And wasn't like rumors or something like that about that, or no? Or am I making that shit up?
I don't know. Rumors, there's so many rumors about every book becoming something that it's like hard to keep track. But this one,
Yes.
I genuinely think.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally have it issue by issue on how you could turn this into episodes.
I have not read this one yet. That's also on my list. I have not read it yet, and I love conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Like, since I was little.
Department of Truth?
No, I haven't. I haven't, and I have them all. I've been getting them. I've been getting them since it came out. I have them all. Well, is it still? It's not ongoing, is it? Is it still ongoing?
So they stopped for a while. Like there was like a gap. But then,
and I think that's when I kind of stop and I need to pick up whatever I'm missing.
Can you read the foreign for me?
El Departamento de la Verdad, el fin del mundo. Oh wait, they added like more. It says like the Department of Truth, the end of the world.
Oh.
El fin del mundo means the end of the world. Which is not on that foreign one. I mean, it's not on the English one. That's pretty cool.
Well, there you go. And again, foreign editions, you're looking at about $20 to $30. I think that it's worth picking up especially if you collect that market. It's such a unique market that I'm still learning. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know nearly as much as Cynthia. Not even close.
No, she was here earlier. Or Cynthia. Yeah, that's true. Miss you, Cynthia. She was here earlier. Yeah. Here it is.
So $1 for a raw. It is on an upward trend. So once you add in shipping, if you're buying off of eBay, you're looking probably at, I would say,
is this cover A?
It is.
So
there were several variants. I mean, every issue of this book has so many.
But wasn't like cover A more before?
So there was a mystery cover. Remember when everyone was going like crazy? So there is a Lee Harvey Oswald cover.
Yeah.
Which I believe that everyone was kind of going like.
Oh yes, that's the last one. That kind of like there was a recall too, right? And that one, I remember being kind of like a recall. Am I making shit up here? You see, I'm the conspiracy theorist.
It's a conspiracy. She's like.
I don't recall, to be honest. I know that Tula Lote did a cover for this book that I freaking love.
And so did Jenny Frison.
Yeah, Jenny Frison had one. I think I actually own that.
You guys have amazing Varsity still available on Varsity Comics.
I did a Department of Truth cover for this. All right, shameless plug. I did a Department of Truth cover, and it was Carla Cohen. You guys probably know who she is. She's phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Her oil paintings are fantastic. And I thought to myself, this is going to hit so hard because it was Marla from Fight Club. You know the scene? Maybe
got the
explained to
scene.
myself.
I got the scene for it. Let me look for
The scene
it.
where she's smoking her cigarette in like the therapy session and she blows the smoke out. Do you have,
Dude, I saw that scene recently and
remember
I
that.
forgot to freaking send it to you.
and I
Let
was
me
like,
see.
that is perfect for the lady in red. You know, she's just lurking there smoking her cigarette. And I thought for sure it was going to be a hit, but people didn't like it. It didn't get received well, which is like crazy to me because I thought it was so good. But there you go. Sometimes,
I have that scene. Let me see if I can find it.
yes. Okay.
Look
Play
at
that without us getting in trouble by, there it is.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Oh yes, I remember that cover that you guys had.
Yeah. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
it's
hold
Marla
on.
by Carla. That makes sense too, you know, and I just thought it was such a good idea, but it just didn't hit. We still have it, which is
Hey,
great.
use Nirvana for
Use code Nirvana.
discount. Yeah. Wait, let me. Wait, are we still doing 15 or 10? Because I remember I had
I
it for
don't know. You talk
15.
to Ant more than I do. I don't know.
He said the last time he said 15. I don't know if has changed, but
I think that actually is true. I think we're the only ones that are 15.
hey, better.
Right?
I mean, come on. I have to have some benefits to being married to the owner.
Yes.
Next up. All right. This one, hopefully I don't bore you guys on, but we're going to talk about Punchline. Punchline. This is from November 2020. However, this is the origin of Punchline. Her first cameo was in Batman 89 back in February of 2020. This is November 2020. Her first full appearance was in Villain Hella Rising #3 from February 2020 as well. So we had this character appear prior, but this is her origin. And James said he was so enamored with the design that he asked his editor to include her in this book, or in that book, Hella Risen, to help tie it between this and his Batman run. Here's what he said. This is how he pitched it. Okay. He's like, I'm trying to pitch a new character to DC. This is how I pitched it. She is essentially Joker's new girlfriend, and she is Harley Quinn's polar opposite. She is Joker's number 2, a silent, terrifying serial killer, sexy as hell. All of his henchmen are terrified of her, and they should be. Imagine Joker being Joker and torturing a hostage, and then he gets tired and sighs, handing the scalpel to Punchline, who then slits their throats. We don't want to base her costume off of Joker or Harley's too much, but there should be a bit of a clown component to her. Maybe she has a porcelain mask, but that might be too cheesy. We don't want her to be anti-Harley Quinn, and we just don't want her to be a female Joker. We want her to evoke the Batman Who Laughs or the Dark Multiverse with somebody who looks like she steps out of Hellraiser. I love that he threw that in there. Maybe there's a little bit of horror vibe to her, like she's a mute sword swallower. At a key scary moment, she can pull a sword out of her throat. When she smiles, it's scary. It's a toothy smile. It's a closed mouth grin. She is a sadist. She enjoys killing people. She is talented at killing people. The Joker calls her the funniest person he's ever met. She's a physical character and she should be sexy in a slinkier, darker way than Harley, who is all pep and energy. I think her primary weapon should be her knives and her fists. I see her colors being purple and black, like in the fucked up Archie comics where the Joker is Archie and Harley Quinn is Betty, then Punchline is Veronica. If Harley is the angel of the Joker's shoulder, Punchline should be the devil.
Boom.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love how sexy she looks. And I love the colors purple.
So I included shameless plug here. The one on the right is actually the Greg Horn Blood Money cover that we did. Bird City did. We are sold out, so I'm sorry to put this up here, but you can't buy it from us anymore. But there it is. And
wait, don't you have another, not this cover, but you have a different cover
for Punchline?
Yeah.
No. No, I don't think so.
Lucy's like, hold on, hold my beer.
Oh shit! Is she gonna prove me wrong? Go ahead, prove me wrong. I don't think we have another Punchline cover. I think this is it. There were several variants because every single retailer just jumped on this. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna do one. We're gonna do one. We're gonna do one." I like ours the best. But what can I say? Anything to add, Sarah?
I haven't. This is another one I haven't read, but I will read because it's also just a one shot, which I love.
For
I
once, you're right.
Boom! Boom!
mic drop.
Hold on, Sarah. I'm sorry, Lucy. I'm what?
No.
I'm what?
Right.
Which makes you
Right.
Anyways. Yeah,
I'm
this is
never
like
wrong. I'm never wrong.
It's true.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, we're both right. I told you it was gone. I told you it was sold out.
Punchline
Yeah.
has so much potential, though, you guys. I really think that they could do so much more with her character. And the one shot was great, but it's like you create this amazing character. Let's see how she develops. And there hasn't been any of that yet. I guess time will tell. So $4 for the Raw. If you wanted the Bird City Comics exclusive, it's now going for $40, but nobody has sold it in the last 6 months. I think they're holding on to these. And like I said, we don't have them anymore. So sorry.
Oh well.
Thank you,
Next
Eric.
She misremembered.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not wrong, right?
No, you're not. Lucy, this is your pick. Nice House on the
Okay,
Lake.
so nice house on the lake is Disney Black Label horror book, and well, obviously writer James Tynion. There you go, suck it, Sarah. Art and cover by Alvarado Martinez Bueno. He did the cover A's and he did the interiors on this one. Came out June 2021, and for cover A they did 3 reprints. And there's a lot of store variants, and obviously I asked Laura that please add again, sorry guys, but I was like, make sure to add Bird City copy, like the variant, because it's one of my favorite. There's so many out there, and this one is one of my favorites. And another one that it was from the other, my favorite too, it was also like in the water, and it was I can't remember what's the other one. It was another store variant, but there's only 2 that I like. And obviously the Bird City Comics, they have this one, and then there's another different color, like a purplish one, pink purple. So
Yeah,
there's 2
but we're
covers.
sold out on that one.
Yeah, I didn't get to get that one, but I was able to get this one, which I love it. So the second print, there's an incentive also covered by by Alvarado, and it's like a design cardstock variant. And there's the third print. There's also another one, but I'm not sure if that one's also a design variant incentive, or it was just like a variant for like the third print. I couldn't tell if it was an incentive
sure.
or not, but it was a variant cover for third print, which usually for third print a variant cover for DC, I feel like it's a little bit odd. I don't think I see it very often, but that's what I think. And what this one's about, again, him and his crazy writing and the horror book, and it's about a guy named Walter who invites a group of friends over a house in Wisconsin. And it's basically like the end of the world. Like some crazy shit is happening. Like people they're like melting, their skin is like falling apart, melting off, and these people that Walter brings, his friends, a group of friends, brings them over to this house in the lake, and he's there to save them from dying, or from all the crazy stuff that is happening in the world. But it turns out it's not really their friend Walter that they know. I don't know. It's some crazy thing they don't know. They don't. To find out, you got to read more. And one thing that I liked, they asked in an interview, James said that they asked him, like, about the book, and he said that he wrote this as him as Walter and him of his group of friends. It's kind of like he wrote as thinking as his group of friends. And they were asking, who would you invite to, if you had to bring in somebody to the nice house on the lake? And he said, the same people that I thought about about these people that he wrote about. But I thought it was pretty cool. I really really like this. And I obviously guys again the foreign books. And what I liked about this one, it was that each like reprint, the second print, it was like the cover. I'm all touching like like if you guys can see my head.
Okay, you're passionate. I like it.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like if it's burnt off, like the deteriorate, the cover. And then the third print is like less of the image on the cover. So I thought it was pretty cool. I remember this issue 1 selling out, and the cover they were going for a lot more than cover price. And this one was last recorded sale, which was not so long ago, for $30 still. So still holding up on the. Wait, not for the raw. Just kidding. Sorry, that's a 9.8. So never mind. That's really low. I thought it was like a raw, which I guess that's another. I think every book that he has been writing, it could be a movie or a show. And if they're gonna do already, like, don't buy it just because you want, like, if you want, if you're a fan, buy it for you to have, not to make money off of it. I don't know. It's up to you if you want, but it's just cool for me knowing when the shows come or movies come out and knowing that I have that book. You're like, I have the book. But yeah. And sorry, what you guys think?
Sarah?
Okay, this is another one I haven't read, but when I read the premise, I was like, holy shit, I have to read this too. Yeah, I read the two where he identifies as the villain, which I thought was interesting. They asked him too about, like, again, where he places his stories. And he was just like, yeah, I remember, like my, friends. And I'm sure everybody's had those friends who are like, I have, we have this lake or cottage up north. That's kind of big here, like up north, in the North Woods, so yeah, he kind of based it on, friends or grandparents, friends who
How can you
had,
say it goes like
like in, up north. You don't pronounce, H's or, I'm originally from Manitowoc. There's a town next to us called Two Rivers. Everyone calls it Trivers. So yeah. Going up, don't up north, for a vacation,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You gotta read this one. I highly recommend it. Yeah, guys, we still have the trade. This is Megan Hutchinson Cates did our cover on the far right. We no longer have the version. And I was telling Lucy, it was rather odd because we had it in stock for a while. And then a few months back, I don't know why, because there wasn't any relevant news that would prompt this, but they sold out within a day, which was really strange to me. I was like, somebody out there must know something, but they just sold. We still have some of the trades though. So if you're interested in that, check out birdcitycomics.com and let's keep going. So we were talking earlier about how James is an architect writer. He builds strategically. He builds a foundation and then he adds on layers to create world building. House of Slaughter is a perfect example of that. This is described as discover the inner workings of the House of Slaughter in this new horror series exploring the secret history of the order that forged Erica Slaughter into the monster hunter that she is today. So anybody that was already reading Something is Killing the Children, this branches off and gives you a little bit more of a deep dive into that storyline. It came out in 2021. I don't remember who this cover is. It's not Frizen. She did one. Who's the cover artist? Anybody know? I'm not
Give me a second.
I know it's Prison.
I know. I actually have the Frizen one, which I'm super biased, but it's good. This is a good one. Sarah, we'll start with you.
Yeah. I'm gonna sound like a broken record. I haven't read this one either. I'm going to, most definitely. I think maybe I did pick up issue 1. Yeah, because wasn't it was like the it was a new comic book day.
It was, yeah. Aaron
Yeah.
Slaughter is Erica's handler and kind of like
Yeah.
her rival.
Chris Sheehan. Chris Sheehan, that's the name of the
Sounds
artist.
good.
Yeah, so I apparently I read it, but yeah, I didn't get much into it, but I mean, again, it's another book that I probably need to give it another chance.
Well,
Yeah,
to speak to the chat, because I'm seeing multiple comments here saying that it was kind of the opposite of Something is Killing the Children. I will say this. I read it when it first came out and was super excited. After issue 1, I was less excited.
mhm.
After issue 2, I was even more like, okay. But I don't know if it's because I was coming in off of Something is Killing the Children and had such high expectations, or if it just was kind of boring.
Were you like? I mean, it could be because like sometimes when you read like Something is Killing the Children, you have Erica, which she is such a like powerful. She's a powerful character. That book is really good. That series is really good, and then you
Yeah.
kind of like switch to something else. Sometimes I know sometimes it happens to me when like I don't see somebody who I've seen for so long, and then you kind of like switch gears and you see you're kind of doing something else that kind of like messes me up with reading sometimes, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's the expectations. I think that's definitely that you're thinking it's gonna still continue to the same storyline kind of thing, and thinking that it's just kind of like reboots. I think like you're expecting something, and then once you can't help to not like when movies and comics, you can't help to compare, and you're expecting to see something. It's understandable, but yeah.
So there you go. $35 for 9.8 if you guys are interested in this storyline. But I do think it's important to realize that James is creating a whole universe of his creator owned titles. Like I think that was the point here, was that he was trying to expand out and have multiple titles that all kind of branch back to the root. I think it branched too far off. Yeah, that may have been part of the issue. I don't yeah. I will agree with the chat on this. That's all I'll say. Let's end on what he has coming up. So we talked about this at the beginning of the show. World Tree number 1, which he tweeted is probably his most brutal and frightening story that he's put out there so far, and that's saying a lot. The synopsis here is in 1999, which I like that it is in the 90s. Gabriel and his friends discovered the Undernet, a secret architecture to the internet. They charted their exploration on a message board called World Tree. Then they lose control. Someone breaks into World Tree, who has a violent hold on the internet. And at great personal cost, Gabriel and the others thought they sealed the internet away for good, but they were wrong. So now they have this assassin coming after them, which you see illustrated here. The left cover is the cover A. The right cover is by the amazing Anna Marcano, Bird City Comics exclusive, and we are almost sold out on that. So thank you guys for your support there. She did an amazing job. I think that she's incredible, and there will be more coming from her soon. What do you think, Sarah?
Yes. I'm so gonna read this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna give a book report on it. Yeah, I think it's a great premise. Again, I just love you know, I love his thinking. I love, what he pulls from, like you're saying, like the 90s with the internet. Because it wasn't like the 90s kind of like the start of the internet too. It's
Kind of.
yeah. So I just kind of like this, like the whole like cyber crime, cyber fun. I can't wait to read this.
Mhm.
I'm sure it's gonna be a smash.
Oh, the
Yeah.
interiors are a little bit, there's definitely nudity. I'll say that.
Oh yeah,
There's
it's a little I read a little bit of that preview that it's you can read the preview actually on previous world the
Mhm.
previous world. Am I saying it right? You can read that. There's like at least like 4 pages there that you can read before you pre-order this. So pre-order now. In order your copy from Bird City Comics, like Laura said, and yeah, I read a little bit about this one, and it actually looks really good. Do you think this is kind of like the next? Because obviously, like the next Erica Slaughter.
I don't want to compare it to Erica Slaughter. I feel like a big reason that the Paper Girls series failed was because people were comparing it to Stranger Things. And I
Mhm.
don't like taking two characters that are supposed to be independent of one
Different.
another and
Mhm.
putting them up against each other. I think that she's going to be extremely different from that. I think there's going to be more
Yeah.
of a villain aspect here. Um, but again, I haven't read the first issue yet. It doesn't hit stores until April 12th, I believe. But it's James Tynion, and let's see, they have Fernando Blanco, who worked on Detective Comics, is also a part of this
Mhm.
property. So
Jenny
I'm
Friesen, isn't she doing a cover? I think
Jenny
she's doing a
Frison does a
variant.
cover. Zoo Orzi did a cover.
Mhm.
Bill Sinkovich did a cover. Sinkovich did a cover, and I'm trying to think of who else. Those are the ratios.
Mhm.
But whenever I see Frison sign on to any project, I'm like sold. Like I'll do it.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
I think Anna did a great job here. The
Oh,
eyes. How do you not stare at the eyes? Even though when they're side boob, I still look at the eyes.
yeah. Yeah.
I like the eyebrow. The eyebrow, like that's what
Mhm.
catches me is
Yeah.
like her
Mhm.
face. I mean, yeah, there is side boob, but I can see her
Her face.
her face is the
Yeah.
total focal point of that whole cover. I love it.
Yes. Yeah. And like my brother was mentioning, like, is that someone dead on the floor on the
Yeah,
like,
it is.
yeah,
She's all
there is.
slaughtered. There's blood splatters on the walls. This is a violent
Yeah.
book.
Yeah, it is. So go to, if you, like you said, go to Previous World and you can read the first few pages on this, and you'll be like, what's happening? But yeah.
Yeah, we have it available right now, guys. I think before the show started, we were down to under 40 copies. So I think we still have this up there for pre-order. So grab it while you can. And yeah, that was it for us for tonight. Let's leave it on this. If you are not following James the Fourth on Instagram, definitely do, and Twitter, because he gives you little tidbits of information that most people don't know about. Tiny Onion Studios.
Check
Again,
out
what?
his newsletter. Sign up for his newsletters
Mhm.
on like the emails. Like, he gives so much more information of what's happening and all that stuff. Like, he did like a little was it a short movie or something like that he I know he was doing it on his newsletters. He was telling people more about it. So sign up for that too. You get much more than his social media.
He has merch. There's so much to be involved there. If you want to subscribe to a Substack, same deal. And I agree with that. I think Macarno. I have to remember how to say her name right. I just call her Anna.
Marcano,
We've been talking all
Marcano,
day. Macarno.
Marcano,
Yeah, she's Argentina, but we
Marcano.
already have her on 2 more projects coming up. That's how much. What do you think of Anna's cover? Aunt?
Which one?
This one.
I think it's
Beautiful.
amazing.
Mhm.
Say-
Really good.
We saw the sketch of it, which we posted on Bird City Comics on Instagram, and we saw the initial sketch that she sent us, and we were like, "Holy shit!" Like just seeing the sketch,
like
we
he's
knew it was going
saying.
to be good.
Yeah. Oh,
So
we have the giveaway for last week too. So
yes,
if you wanna, so make sure to follow James, and we're gonna do our giveaway. This one's for last week's. To enter, the only thing we asked was, hold on. Give me 1 second. To leave a comment after the show ended. So that's all we ask. Leave us a comment. It helps with the algorithm on YouTube.
damn
So
algorithm.
yeah, so I'm gonna spin this. Hold on. Let me shuffle real quick, and let's go.
And it's cool to see all the comments too. Like, I love reading the comments.
I read every
Same,
single
me
one.
too.
Mhm.
Ooh,
All right, Joe.
not okay. Joe, I thought I seen him here. And it's let me give you his full thing, because I just put Joe. It's not our Joe. It's a different Joe.
Well, whoever you are, Joe, make
Hold on.
sure that
Let me
you
give you
message Bird City on Instagram.
the right
Otherwise,
one.
I will entirely forget by tomorrow morning. Just say, "Hey, I won the Harley books from last
hold
week,"
on.
and then I'll take care of it from there.
Let me give you the right one. Was it Harley Quinn? And it was it has numbers. Oh, Joe 4771. So
There you go.
that's the winner from this. So I know he was here earlier. I thought I seen him earlier. Or usually watches after the show. So Joe 4771, you won our giveaway. It was
Good
a Harley
message,
Quinn
Brittany.
book. And if you, sorry, George, just George. Yeah, he's here. He usually watches our replay. So, if you can message Bird City, if you don't claim, we will redo it next Tuesday. But yeah.
Congratulations. And thank you guys for the support. Make sure you do the same thing this week. I believe I have a nice house on the lake trade in the other room, so we could give that away on next Tuesday's show. If anybody leaves a comment afterwards, you will be in the running. In the meantime, please make sure you are following Cover Price and use code Nirvana14 for 30 days unlimited membership for only 99 cents. And Bird City Comics, little slight spoiler, we are going to be releasing our Cammy. We have a Cammy Street Fighter book that's coming up. And the Usagi book is coming up. So we have a lot of stuff happening over at Bird City Comics. Make sure you're following us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter so that you can stay up to date. And definitely grab that Anna Marcano cover. I'm telling you guys, like, that's her first big comic. The only other thing she had done was for a magazine. So this is like her first time working with Image. It's going to be a first for her. So definitely snag that up if you think she has potential, which I 100% do.
I couldn't step away.
Lucy sneezing over her microphone.
She sneezed?
I was muted, but
she did it like 3 times.
Oh, geez. You need cayenne pepper. I watched this art thing. Like, you should be taking cayenne pepper every single day. Cayenne pepper, like
for
cayenne
what?
pepper.
But how do you like?
So I'm trying to find it like in a capsule.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to Sprouts tomorrow and see if I can find it. But half a teaspoon every day. Cayenne pepper naturally increases blood flow. Like, it makes your blood move. It can prevent heart attacks. It can prevent strokes. It's so good for your muscles. Everything. This is a side tangent. So cayenne pepper tomorrow. I worked at High Health for like so many years, so I got really into vitamins. And
Sam too. He worked like at a vitamin place too. So when I met him, he had me taking all kinds of stuff. That was funny.
Shout out to James. He has been on the Anna Marcano train since day one when she did the Zatanna cover, which was phenomenal. That's actually what turned me on to it. Was I think James posted on his IG. She has so much potential, and we like to get relatively newer artists. We want to get their names out there. There's so much talent that hasn't been
That's
seen
what I
yet.
like about you guys. So you guys like go like not the same artist every time. You guys try to find different stuff. So I love that. Very original.
Thank you. Thank you.
You see, put it on hot chocolate.
Wait, seriously? Cayenne pepper and hot chocolate?
Yeah, I heard of that too. Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Not the abuelita. Don't buy the abuelita, the grandma one.
No.
Don't buy that one. Buy the Ibarra. That's the real one. That's the one from
to make Mexican hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I buy Swiss. Swiss Miss?
Oh, how dare you?
What's wrong with Swiss Miss? Everybody buys Swiss Miss with the little marshmallows that are already in there. You're all hard and gross and flavorless.
No, how dare you? See, here you guys.
We don't sell top loaders typically. I don't know.
Oh yeah, get out of here.
I don't know.
Get out of here with Goya now.
I know that he top loads like high-end ratios. Like, we get like a 1 in 100 that sells or whatever. He top loads those, but we don't top load just
expensive.
Our standard. Yeah. They are. They're definitely pricing. But we do ship really well, and we ship like they're our own because we're collectors. So
yeah, that I could say they do ship very well. Doesn't one of them? I think I told you guys and you guys offered to replace, and I was like, nah, it's fine. But it was my mailman who shoved it on the lazy one when I used to have the lazy. It was my Red Ronin. Those are they got damaged. No, God they switched her.
The person that used to go up the stairs.
Yes.
It was horrible.
Yes.
That's horrible.
Yeah. Dark chocolate. Let's see. Real dark
Yeah.
chocolate. Matcha. No, see, the store that I used to go, they used to sell them at $3.50, or $4 per top loader. So I think it's the pens where you get.
There was a shortage for a while, but I know we have them. But I think we only use those on like the higher end ratios. I don't think we use them just for like everyday stuff, because that would be really expensive. All right, so yeah, that's it for us, guys. Tomorrow we have, what do we have tomorrow, Lucy?
The guys.
Mail call, right? Mondo mail call.
Yes.
Team
They'll be on
Nerd.
Team Nerd. Yes. I'm excited because I might see them at WonderCon.
So cool.
I'm in
Those guys
Hamza
are awesome.
and Rob. Yeah. So I might see them over there.
Anthony's doing Vegas
I'm sad you guys are
next month.
Ooh.
He'll be at the Vegas Con, and he's has a booth at the Short Box Live Con after that. And then I believe we are doing the Phoenix Con as well. So we have a lot of like crazy.
Come to WonderCon. Just one day. We're only going on Saturday. Come on. It's
I know,
Anaheim.
You guys are gonna hate me for this. I don't like cons.
But see,
I don't.
you're gonna
They
go with
give me like
me.
social anxiety, and I get so like nervous. And there's so many people. And
Oh, yeah. Did you see the books that I posted? Eric Hurt, he does covers too.
when did you post this?
When he sent me the shirts, he
What
did those covers. Hold on.
I haven't gotten my shirt yet, Eric. So, it's very
We did this
accusatory.
one.
Wait, what shirt did you get?
My Mama Comics. Look at this.
Oh, that is cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I like that. Very nice, Eric.
No, that's not the one. Let me see.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Oh.
Because I feel
Oh.
like cons. Ugh. Blah.
What?
This is from Eric Hurt. He did those covers. Look at
Damn,
this.
Eric.
They're right there.
Dang, dang.
Hello. Yeah, thanks for saying something, Eric. Hello. He watches our shows and he does comic covers too.
Well, there you go. I need
Right?
to take a look at that. I need to take a deeper look at that. 'Cause
Yes.
I mean, I really do pride ourselves in
Oh,
finding.
and
new
Joe
talent.
just posted on his Instagram the Ninja Turtle he made for him too. It's
Red
like yes.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
Wow. Very
It's
nice,
so
Eric.
cute. It's so cute. It's like a negative variant.
Yes.
Is it negative
Yes.
sensitive? And I don't really like negative variant, but that one was so cute. When he posted it, the he was working on it. I was like, this is so cute. I want
Is it the orange cover?
Yeah.
red. Girl, are you colorblind?
I might be. It's orange.
I thought it was red. Eric, is it red or orange?
I thought
You
it was
also thought the
orange.
Jay Lee cover was red, and it's orange.
It is red.
I thought it was like a
It's
little
like a
reddish-
blood orange.
Yeah.
Okay, Eric can say it right now if it's
Fine, we'll see what Eric says, and we'll let him decide. Mm.
Let's see.
But yeah, cons. I don't know. I just get so. When I was at New York, the NYCC, like
Oh,
had,
damn
like-
it. That's
Boom!
twice. I'm
Are
wrong.
you colorblind, Lucy? Are you colorblind? should we work on that?
Laura, you
Oh,
said you got it. I remember you telling me you got it.
No, I didn't get a shirt from Eric. No. If I did, I would have like posted on IG or something, because I think that that's so nice
think-
people send stuff.
You posted.
No,
Okay,
I
then.
posted a cover price shirt that I got, but I never got anything from Eric.
Yeah.
I swear.
I
You guys
think
can
you
tell if
said
I'm
you
lying,
did.
right? Am I lying?
No, but you
Well, you
forgave
do
me.
cheat on stuff, so it's kind of hard to talk about.
Oh,
Is
shit,
that
you're
what she's
right.
saying? Is
It
that the question?
orange.
That's like a blood orange. That's
Right.
not red.
Yes. Yes,
Sorry,
follow
hon.
Eric on IG for sure.
It's the same one. It's the same as his name, I think, right, Eric?
Yeah, Eric, I didn't get it. So you
it's
gotta tell
price.
me. I would have
Yeah.
said something by now if I didn't get it. I swear I
Yeah.
didn't get it. If I did, I would have told you guys. But
Yeah.
yeah, with the cons, like with the New York Comic Con, I literally had to like go to the bathroom and like hide in the stall in increments, because like I just couldn't handle. It was so much noise that it just sounded like nonstop
Mm.
buzzing, and I don't do well
Well,
with
see,
that.
this is gonna be my first big con like that, so let's see how I do because I don't like something like that either. So I get a little nervous. So we'll
It was
see.
so
That's
crowded.
why I'm
Everybody was like
one day.
pushing each other, and it was just I don't know.
Oh, I hate that. I
Mm.
don't like that.
Anthony
Mm.
feeds off of it. Like when he has tons of people
He's
around
all-
him, it like energizes him. Yeah, he's like,
I'm like nerds.
but I'm like,
Nerds.
like it just has the very opposite effects. I don't know.
See, I don't think we're taking Mariah and Romy, Sam. He doesn't like that either. So I don't think we will stay there for a long time either. Probably I'll get over it fast too. Depends how big it is.
Yeah.
So if you go, we'll just go and then we'll go out to eat. And Sarah
I'll
lied to
probably
me. She got
eat
my hopes
after.
up too. Saying that she was gonna come and then she
I
didn't.
wanted to come, but
So
adult thing.
you guys breaking my heart over here.
No.
Breaking my heart. Da-da-da. I don't know if that's a song.
Are we gonna end it like that?
Yeah.
I know this is usually the chat we have behind the scenes once the show's ended, but we're still live. All right, we'll let you guys go. Sorry we kept you on. This is like what we usually talk about afterwards, but we got some insight. Have a good night. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.